Those that can sit there, the eyes of it.
Our journey has been steady from the advent. With crystal clear vision, we started off as a news online portal. We subsequently evolved into a magazine, and now on your radio. We do not only bear the name Media House, we practice with the best ethos of our professional calling, presenting facts with objectivity. We are committed and resolute. We are Hallowmace. We are the standard bearers. It's Hallowmace on radio, dedicated to promotion of legislature, democracy, and good governance. It's hot, interactive, educating, engaging, and entertaining. Hallowmace on radio, Thursdays, 10 a.m. on Armed Forces Radio, 107.7 FM. Hallowmace on radio. Parliament. Brought to the people.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning? How is everything with you? It's another day, Thursday, and it's already 10 a.m. And we're about to discuss things happening within the polity. It's Hallowmace on radio, a program specifically designed to promote good governance, deepen democratic values, and legislative effectiveness in Nigeria and beyond. My name is Victor Baba Okpanachi, your radio senator. With me is
Anderson Osiebe. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Abuja.
Yes, good morning and welcome to the program, Mr. Anderson.
Thank you so much.
Today is going to be very engaging because there are so many issues bothering us as a people. Much more that it is bordered around our well-being and welfare. It is said that Nigeria is bleeding through all its veins. Financial corruption, however, has taken center stage, and no one has been incarcerated at the moment. At the CBN, we learned that 3 banks, the board of trustees of those banks have been dissolved, and the management have been set in place. What happens to those banks and what happens to the shareholders? But you know, as far as banking is concerned, the shareholders and those who have accounts with those banks are not to be afraid. Their monies are safe. However, so many things from the office of the accountant general to ministries, departments, agencies, monies are just flying here and there, and we keep borrowing. Is it that we borrow as a people for other people to steal? We learned that some people have taken away over 80 billion, and ICPC is said to have recovered already about 50 billion. Where do these people get these monies from? How are they able to dip their private hands into our collective resources and take it for themselves? These are what we will be discussing, while people in some states, such as Plateau State, are protesting against the killings and the welfare of its people. In other parts of the divide, right here in Nigeria, people are rather protesting against the corruption hammer on some individuals being penned. And some of those, like our billionaire citizen Aliko Dangote, people in Kano State and other parts of the north are protesting and asking the government to leave Dangote alone. And people have said it is not about protest. If there is anything wrong in how or in his ways and means of getting monies or getting loans from Nigeria, most especially the CBN, as it is rumored that Godwin Emefiele made available about 3-point-something billion of our money, $3-point-something billion available to Aliko Dangote for him to have been able to build his refinery that we have not seen it working yet. And people are saying he got it through a means that is not clear. So things like that, the president, or rather the government, should take this matter to court, and if he is being found guilty, then those who are found guilty should be culpable. It's not a matter of people protesting. What is wrong is wrong. We should look at it from that perspective so that Nigeria will move forward. We also have other issues that borders are around our welfare. 5 things you need to know about Tinubu's rise diverted by lawmakers. We have heard that trailers of rice. In fact, I saw a video where a member from one of the South states was doing a video and showed us in a warehouse that this is from one trailer, this is from another trailer, marked for his constituency. And I was like, if really this is happening or has happened, then it is a welcome development. However, much as we see ourselves as social representatives of the people, public representatives of the people, I have not seen in any place where anyone is sharing rice. And I wonder how trailers, let's say 36 trailers of rice, will be shared across the 36 states of the Federation, and I, Victor Baba, did not hear, neither did I see. You know, when you are going to share things such as this, we expect that at least royal fathers will be involved. I was at home throughout the holiday season, the Christmas season. I didn't see Christmas rice being shared in my constituency, and we're being told that everyone got a share of this. Some lawmakers are already denying this fact. However, the video is already out, and some people started sharing. Let me read an excerpt, just something little for you to hear from what we have here. There are public indications that some lawmakers are conspiring to force the Esako House of Representatives member Honorable Dekeri Anamero to recant his revelation that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu gave all National Assembly members trailer loads of rice to give their constituents, which many of them diverted. The embarrassment from this revelation, especially for some of the lawmakers who had all the while presented themselves as activists and fighters for the people's best interest, most especially, I keep saying it, people from all, when you say Labour Party, when you say this party, it is not party, I keep saying this. It is not on the fact that someone is of the APC, PDP, or Labour, or ABGA that makes that person credible, that makes that person trustworthy. If not, for now, we should be hearing that members of Labour parties, people that were elected on the platform of Labour Party, are doing better, or their constituents are faring better than that of other political parties. But it is not the same. It is not what we are seeing. They are all sharing from the largesse, the national cake of Nigeria, and this is not fair. So definitely we will come out to put this out. So for us to escalate this further, let me show you more details. While we wait for more information on this conspiracy of sharing rice, it is important to clarify some aspects regarding this rice scandal, as it is obvious that some lawmakers are hell-bent on deceiving the people by planting false stories regarding this scandal in an attempt to exonerate themselves. Let me give you just a few. 1. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu provided for these trailer loads of rice to ameliorate the sufferings of the masses, especially during the Yuletide season, and this was fully funded. So if you have not received rice, it means your representative is still holding your rice. All the lawmakers who had no plans of diverting the rice were able to distribute the rice palliative before. Most of them were able to distribute their rice, and this was done before the Yuletide season. So it means these people actually did what they were supposed to do. For those who shared before Christmas, it is fine. But if you are sharing after Christmas, it is because, as it is often said, when breeze blew. So that is what is happening, that some now are coming out to share. So anyone who is telling you about the federal government routing the procurement of this rice through a certain agric and making it difficult for them to access this rice is not telling us the truth, because it was done in a very transparent, simple matter. It is for the lawmakers to go and get their rice, and everyone have gone to get it. There's nothing hard about this. But most of them, as we well know, will pass the trailers to market and sell this rice. Now that, as we say in local parlance, breeze don't blow, everyone is running trying to do this and that. Right Honorable Ugonna Oziribo, who was sacked, this man was sacked from the House of Representatives by the appeal court. Even him, that was not even in office, that got this rice, is said to have distributed his own. So how come somebody who was sacked by court was even able to get these trailer loads of rice and distribute in his constituency, while those who are sitting legally elected by the people to represent them are still saying they have not gotten their rice. You see, most of these things, if we do not sit to blow this whistle and say it out, how are we going to move forward? So any lawmaker who shares the rice palliative after this program, after Christmas, because it is supposed to have been shared before Christmas. So anyone that is sharing this rice now is a thief who was caught in the act and was forced to vomit his food or loot. So if Honorable Dekeri had not exposed this through a video, I don't know whether my listener also saw that video where a honorable member was showing us that he has collected his own and all that. So if he had not showed us that video, no one will have agreed to have collected a trailer load of rice. So any lawmaker who fails or who falls into this category, who did not share their rice before Christmas, should not be trusted, because there are many other projects and welfare packages that the federal government gives to Nigerians through these lawmakers, which they have either diverted or will divert in the future. Yes, what is worrisome, if you remember, even during the Buhari regime, when the Minister of Humanitarian and Poverty Alleviation, when she came out to say she has shared palliative, she has shared money across the 36 states, we were here, we even asked who has received, not knowing that all the state governors have received this palliative to share to their people, and they held it. Some went to keep it in warehouses until the NSA scandal came out and people started breaking warehouses. That was even when we even got to know that there are warehouses owned by the government in every state. It is quite worrisome. So this is what we'll be discussing this morning, and as you well know, you can lay a voice to this discourse on 0909 7529 699. Let's hear from you. We also have 08063 963643. Before I get to hear from Anderson what is happening at the National Assembly, Anderson, at the National Assembly, is this actually a matter of worry? Are the lawmakers worried about this scandal that has come to public space, that each of them were given 2 trailer, not even one trailer load of rice to share in their constituencies? And are these people, I remember when Shehu Sani came out to tell Nigerians that they are making a lot of money and that no senator of the Federal Republic is poor, and they all came, his colleagues came against him. Just like when the Senate President Akpabio came out to say he has sent something for them to go and enjoy themselves for the holiday, they all came against him. And then he now said it is mail prayer to their emails, you know. So I don't know, is the National Assembly as a body, is it that they do not have representatives, they don't have a supervisor, they don't have a leadership that can follow up on these things and make sure that its members do the right thing? Why do we always need some whistleblowers, so to speak? I remember when Wike spoke about how much Buhari shared across the South states. That was when other states came out to start saying, okay, they got this. But it took someone like Wike to even tell us how much Rivers State got. And when he was talking, he said every South state, including Delta, got that kind of money. Why do we wait until one person? How can we have food stored? In fact, some of this food were even getting rotten in the warehouse. How can someone be saddled with this kind of responsibility? And is that wickedness or what? Just like this Minister of Humanitarian Affairs now, Betta Edu, how can you have money earmarked for you to help alleviate poverty, and all of a sudden you are siphoning it into private accounts? I don't know. What is happening at the National Assembly?
Well, thank you so much, Victor. Honestly speaking, if you ask me, I don't really know who I'm going to ask, but because it's our job to do, we've been trying to unravel what's actually going on as regards the rights distribution and all that to the lawmakers. I called some few lawmakers, and they weren't too open to me, and some of them I called, said they were going to call back. Some of them I called, sent messages to say, you know what, this is something that they're going to resolve when they come back. And all that. But you see, the major challenge we have in this country is that virtually everybody is a politician. Now, when you're dealing with members of the National Assembly, don't forget that they are all politicians. apart from the fact that they are humans before any other thing, but they are politicians. So most times, all these incentives that they get from the federal government that people don't know is what they take back to their constituencies. They will keep it. Some of them will keep it, like during elections, the electoral process, they'll bring it out as if it is coming from them. But it's not coming from them. It's something that came from the federal government for the constituents. All right? So now if you even begin to dig, you get to even find out that, look, there are a lot of things that passes through the lawmakers to constituents that doesn't get to them. That's why we are saying that, look, I think even the federal government needs to also be open on this. They need to open up, come out openly and tell Nigerians before they even do anything at all, before they even pass anything across to the lawmakers, they should make it open. We can begin to ask questions so that we can make sure that at least this thing gets to the final beneficiaries, who are the constituents. Because the federal lawmaker, the ESACO federal constituency lawmaker, wouldn't have lied. There was no reason for him to come out on air to lie, to say they gave him right. Why would he want to do that? Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, why would he want to, bring down the reputation of his colleagues? So, what we are saying that is still an ongoing investigation, so we are not concluding that it is true. When we find out our investigation, then we will now come out to debate to tell the people that this is actually what happened and it is true. Because I saw that Ojuzo Kalu shared about 300 bags of rice. Was it last week at his place and all that? So I don't know where that one is coming from. But the challenge that we have is that, you see, most times these people will act as if these palliatives are coming from their personal pocket. They're not coming from their personal pocket. Like I was telling somebody, I said, look, I have a problem with lawmakers attracting projects to their constituency and writing brought by so maybe probably if I'm a 100 member, I'll say this project is sponsored by or brought by Anderson Osebe. That's not the right word to use. You can only use facilitated by. You only facilitate. You don't bring, because it is not, this money is not your own. It's not coming from your pocket. It's not like when you're doing their constituency project and all that. You facilitate constituency projects. At the end of the day, this project comes to your constituency. I want to go and claim ownership of it. You don't claim ownership because the money is not your own. Do you understand what I'm saying? So those are the challenges that we have. So but I'm very sure that the lawmaker, the ESACO guy, wouldn't have lied. He didn't have any reason to lie, to come on air to lie, right? To say that, yes, they actually gave them rice or they didn't give them rice and all that. So it's still an ongoing investigation by us. When we are done, we will tell Nigerians that it is the truth. But it is disheartening. It is disheartening that you have lawmakers who have refused to be very transparent, who have refused to be open to their constituents and all that. Then how do you earn respect? How do you earn that respect that you're looking for? Respect is earned. People don't respect you probably because you're a lawmaker or whatever. People respect you because of what you should do with the office.
Yes, Anderson, another thing I would like you to touch on, because I notice we have brought lawmakers here, and most of them, when you complain about their lifestyle, how they do not do what they are supposed to do, they hide under the guise that even their constituents do not push them to do the right thing. Most of them will say the constituents do not even demand that they do what they were sent to do, that as lawmakers, basically they are supposed to make laws. And then where there are constituency projects, yes, the constituency projects will definitely be laid. But when they even come to, depending on what constituency under what state, when they come to lay a project, oftentimes youth will come for settlement. Traditional rulers will come for settlement. The babalaos and traditional worshippers and the rest will come for settlement for a project that will benefit them. And when there are issues in the community, such as weddings, marriages, and in fact that some communities, if you don't attend one or two marriages within the period that you are an honorable member, they will not vote you back. And when you go to those marriages, it is not that you go there and just sit down. It's not your physical face they want to see. It's the things you will do in terms of spraying the couple and doing one or two things. So it makes them helpless as far as being decent in office is concerned. So I do not know that whether there are monies, because for you to go into public office, I want to believe the office already know that you will face these challenges.
the payments, allowances, and all those things to our federal lawmakers? Doesn't it capture, just like when Senator Akpabio said, I'm sending prayer to your emails? Is it not because he knows they are going back to their constituency for holiday? And he knows that once the constituency knows that Honorable is back home, the constituency people will gather and come to greet Honorable. And Honorable must not tell them, how are you, with empty hands. I'm sure that's why he sent prayer to their email, so to speak. So I don't know.
No, I don't really think so, Victor, because I feel the problem has to do with the lawmakers themselves. Because I think those are the things that they put in front when they are campaigning, right? Yes, those are the things that they put in front when they are campaigning. When I become a lawmaker, I'll make sure that nobody cries again. I'll make sure that I'll fix your roads. I'll make sure that your burial will be taken care of. I'll make sure that so those are the things that they campaign with during campaign, which is not even supposed to be so. Because when you as a lawmaker, you are going there, you know that you don't have any extra budgetary provision for those things that you're talking about. You can only go and lobby. You can only go and attract. So when you go, at the end of the day, you campaign with things like that. Then when you now eventually get into office, those people will hold you responsible. They will hold you accountable. And say, but Oga, you say you're going to do this for me. You say you're going to do this for me. Why not they do it? So the problem starts from even them, the lawmakers themselves. Because if right from beginning, I've been issue you make people understand that look, that going to the National Assembly or going to the State of Assembly has to do with lawmaking, oversight and representation. I'll make good laws for you. I'll make sure that I oversight government MDAs to make sure that we hold them accountable. I will represent you very well. For those of you who want a job, if there's a vacancy, yes, that one falls under their purview. There's vacancy in any federal institution or agency. Forward your names and your CV. I'll help you get a placement. All those things are things that falls under their CV. Do you understand? So if you have issue with anybody, forward it to my office. I'll make sure that the public complaints commission. That's another function that that's the quasi-judiciary. That is the challenge that we have as a nation, because a lot of deceit, left, right, and center. If the lawmakers can be truthful with themselves, we won't be having all these issues. That's a major challenge. So I think the cleansing should start from the lawmakers themselves. The lawmakers should have to understand that, look, it is not the way it is. You don't deceive the people. After deceiving the people, at the end of the day, you expect that the people will believe in you. Okay? And so that's why you see that most lawmakers, things like this, that they say that they distributed rice. At the end of the day, they will go and keep it somewhere. After some time, they will bring it out as if it's coming from their pockets.
Like they own it.
Like they own it. Like you're giving them, like you're doing the constituents a favor. Meanwhile, you're not doing the constituents a favor. It's the constituents that are doing you a favor. So all those things are things that we need to correct if actually we are going to get our political space right. You cannot even call any of these senior spokesperson or the House of Reps spokesperson and they pick. You cannot invite them to radio station, television station. The present Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, in the person of Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, as House spokesperson, he came to this program over 16 times in his 4 year as the spokesperson of the House of Representatives.
Yes.
Benjamin Kanu was in this studio for over 16 times. There is no quarter that he does not come here to brief Nigerians on what they are doing, what they intend to do, and all that. Since this 10th Assembly came up, we only had the Deputy Spokesperson of the House of Representatives, who has been here to brief. You invite this spokesperson, he will give you one story. You invite the senior spokesperson, he will tell you another story. I don't really understand. I have never seen them on any podium, any TV, television, or any radio station where they are defending the activities of the National Assembly. And it's so appalling.
Anderson, as it is often said, when you are eating, you do not talk. Either you do not talk or you do not. Also, if you live in a glass house, you do not throw stones. You see, most times when we talk about our honorable representatives, like you rightfully said, before he went into that office, he was always here on radio. Now he has gotten what he wanted. What do you expect? Whether he should still come here, will he cast stones at an institution he represents? But you see, I told someone we need a paradigm shift, so to speak. We need to be deliberate about what we want to do. Just like the president has come to, in a bid to cut the cost of governance, slashed the number of people that will be on his entourage.
Yeah, which is commendable.
Very commendable. And I wish, let us pick this call and hear from the caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, and happy New Year.
Happy New Year and happy coming back on Hallowmace on radio. This is Emmy the Bikeman.
Thank you, this is Emmy the Bikeman.
Yes.
Anderson, I agree to you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
What is happening, I think, Mr. Anderson, I think the way they have become, they might even see that they have become in the turn in their favor because the people say they attack them very well.
Yes, it's good to attack them.
Budget. Budget that to what they find investigate. They go loopholes. If they go, they give loophole for them. Can they go report outside? Give ESCC, give ICPC, made the team with them. And they like, made the no come. It's right to we are here to serve Nigerians. And you do the right thing, they like, made the city. You do your investigation, report it. I believe it's for their own good for them to come and explain to Nigerians what is happening. What is happening. If they feel like they don't want to come, they attack them through budgets, attack them through this one. Then they say they have to do the nation. And they say they share, most of them they share. The way they are doing things is is not fair in this country. The way they are treating the matches. The forest from here, I think whatever comes out from you is a duty. And I want to appreciate the doing the act the last time. You attack these people. One day, maybe they know where they plan for you, but anyway, God is on your side. You do what you are doing.
Thank you.
No, I believe that what do you mean by the events with the Labour Party, the rest of them? The rest of them are going to give whether the Labour Party also follow they do the same thing. You are budget sector, where some people they do this, whether PDP, everybody together. First, all of them after that, people know who they voted for. Mr. Anderson, greetings to you. We are doing the right job. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate you, Emmy the Bikeman. You can also give us a call on 0806 396 3643. 0806 396 3643.
I think we should also even try to see if we can establish a call, to either of the senior spokesperson or the House of Reps spokesperson to see if they are going to even respond, so that at least Nigerians will know that we'll try to call them on this program, to verify one or two things.
And that's thing, you see, our politicians, not all of them are truthful. Most of them, we use politics as the word, but that the truth is most of them don't really come out to tell us the truth.
I'm calling Senator Adaramodu, the senior spokesperson.
Once he picks, we can talk to him. But I must give you a couple of examples where our lawmakers don't come out to tell us the truth how it is. Number one, let's take, for example, you are a member of a class, and it is said that every member of this class is entitled to a textbook. Whether you are around or not around, a textbook will be kept for you. Whenever you come, the class teacher or class monitor will give you your copy. Now, in what way will our lawmakers, that some of them will come and claim that they did not get? I do not understand. Is one constituency more favored than the other? Is the sharing of palliative now a party matter? I want to understand. How can one lawmaker, 2, 3, 4, because I have about 5 that I have seen within my circle who have come out to say they received. How can you now claim that you did not get? Is it that you did not go to get it, or you did not get? And then you did not get, you go back to your constituency and sleep? You go back home and keep quiet because it does not concern you? Because if you did not get, you should agitate. We should see you on TV. We should hear you on radio telling the federal government to give your constituency what belongs to them. Why will they give this and not give this? That is what we should see happening. But we are not seeing that. Natural behavior, that's natural law. That's how it should happen normally in any society. And it is not a matter of people are different. It is not a matter of I cannot go and beg It is your right. And normally, you will fight to get what belongs to you. Give us a call on 0909 7529 699 09097529699. Give us a call on that line. Let's hear from you. If you cannot get us on this other one, let's hear from you. Hello, good morning.
My name is Isaiah. I'm calling from Portugal.
Okay, Isaiah. Let's hear from you.
We are talking about the Nigeria situation. Especially to read the youth, we are facing with challenges. Sometimes the other cities or maybe federal government are going to consider and hold these down to really think of family and other things. It's affecting and the money. You understand?
Yes.
Even during coronavirus time, there was money that is shared to the federal government, to some people. It brings back to family and everything.
Yes.
You understand?
Give us a call back, please. Let's get to hear you clearly. The number is 0909 7529 699. So that's basically what it is. Like Isaiah was rightfully saying, most especially the youth, they are not finding it easy. If parents are not finding it easy, how much more the youth? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. May I know your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Mohammed calling from Nasarawa.
Okay, Mohammed from Nasarawa. What do you have to tell us this morning?
What I have to say is that about this electing issue,
Yes.
even though they receive it to our constituency, they only give it to the chairman of the audience room, the chairman, the secretary, and the rest. The remaining people will not see anything. That is what we derive from the collective of this COVID-19. The only talk of collective collective, they not give down to us. We will receive it. Only the word is that just all the holy rules. That's how they used to do. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate your call this morning. Yes, Anderson, I want to speak on what Mohammed said from Nasarawa, and I want to explain something to you. Let me go to something that has happened in Nigeria as far as sharing of health-related items is concerned. Let me use the issue of the mosquito net. Over the years, the federal government of Nigeria shares these things directly to beneficiaries. For example, let's say every household is supposed to receive 2 mosquito nets. The federal government shares these. Some people will get, some people will not get. However, this is being donated by a global fund to affected countries. So if global fund now comes and says, how many families did you share this net to? For example, Nigerian government will say 1 million. Global fund will say, okay, take us to these 1 million families. We want to see them and interview them. There will be no family for them to show. Okay, let us see these beneficiaries one-on-one. There will be no beneficiaries. Okay, let us see your document. We will get a document with fictitious names, fictitious phone numbers. You dial all the phone numbers, it will not go through. It was on the verge of this. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. May I know your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Jay from Federal House in Lugbe.
Okay, Jay from Federal House in Lugbe. Let's hear you this morning.
It's just like an information because one honorable TGV of Labour Party
Yes.
actually shared his name live, in thousands. They brought even some to Human Rights Radio, and they shared to people, and they took some to all the neighborhoods.
Wow.
Of Abuja, FCT.
Interesting.
That is Kuje, Buhari, and even Chiko.
Okay.
So that's what I know about Labour Party.
Did you,
they are still transparent.
Okay. Were you a beneficiary or you were told?
I did not want to go. I don't. It's for less privilege, so I did not go. And the back, he put his name. She put her name on the back.
Of the sack.
On the back of right, the name for Eriki.
Interesting. Okay, we appreciate you.
So I don't know where such rights come from to label it and put that
Thank you.
I do not get such.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, like Anderson, what you said earlier on. This rice is a palliative from the federal government. It is not even Tinubu's own, so to speak. It is Nigeria's own. It is our own. So if it is even going to be tagged anything, it should be written Federal Government of Nigeria.
Because it was bought to taxpayers' money.
Yes, not anybody in particular. Like this caller now is saying, the one he saw that was being shared by the senator representing, of course, the FCT, the name he called is Doyle, Ireti Doyle.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Yes, so she's representing the FCT. He said, but her name was written on it like that. Though she shared, it's okay that she shared using her name, fine. But it's even not supposed to be so. But these are some of the things we keep talking about, and that was where I was going to. Most times, these politicians keep these items to share during politics, and they will now tag it with their own name, so that it will now be like they are the ones giving you what belongs to you, so to speak. Because we sent them there to represent us. So if Nigeria has something to share, we need somebody to collect for us. That is what it means to be a member of a constituency. All of us cannot go to Niger Delta, fetch oil and sell. All of us cannot go to Zamfara, dig gold and sell. Neither can all of us be national farmers. We cannot all be tax representatives going to collect tax. So we need a central collating area. That is where government comes in. Government is there for the people, by the people, and for the people. That is what it simply means. But in Nigeria, government is like a private business. Whatever a government official does is like the person is doing you a favor. Rather, it is the person that is even supposed to be thanking us for electing him, because election into this place, you are not going to be there for free. Forget what anyone tells you, I spent my money to be there. Let us pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
It's interesting. Happy to hear your voice this morning. May I know your name and where you're calling from?
Adamu
Suleiman from Altabalefi. It's interesting. Let's hear you.
I say good morning all, and good morning many enter, and good morning many listen to Hallowmace here.
Interesting.
The actual idea is better and maybe at the best of the process of today's the first thing my own take for this morning is that always, sometimes when you see Nigeria is something that you will cry on this. And Nigeria is something that you will laugh on this. Before, the reason of the state is that when you hear something, you will think that, wow, why this is happening? Because you see no different person than me and you that we are living in Nigeria. Me and you, that we are you, and why we like to separate each other, and when you are somebody today, no one way somebody comes to be somebody. Why? That is the question for Nigeria for me today. That is the ethic that I say I will discuss, I will put my mouth.
It's interesting. Thank you, Adamu Suleiman. We appreciate your comment this morning on this matter. It's not far-fetched from what we've been discussing. And Anderson, like I said, is our collective resource, our national cake that is being personalized by our representatives. Yes, it is poverty, it is out of the need, ignorance, lack of knowledge of we, the masses, the followers, that make our leaders to take us for a ride. Because the truth is, I do not understand where, for example, an elected member will travel out of the country and on his way back, a man who went abroad to enjoy himself, stayed in a hotel, ate our money, will now be coming back, will now tell us that he went to Corey International Investment. I don't even understand how a state governor or a rep on his own can go and bring in international investment. I really do not. When the person arrives at the airport, there is a cultural state traditional troupe to welcome him and dance back to the state house. I really do not understand that. So all these things need to be stopped, just the way the president stopped entourage. One person will carry health, media, personal aides, cooked, house girl, house boy, relatives, office people, secretary, security, on a journey that only him can go. You see, most times when people talk about a candidate, most especially Peter Obi, as it was said, there was an interview by Senator Dr. Ned Nwoko, where Ned Nwoko was saying, in all the governors who came to see him during the Paris Fund something, that all the governors who came to see him, he picked best. Mind you, Senator Nwoko did not even vote for Peter Obi. But while talking about him, he said he will not win. It was in that interview where he said Peter Obi will not win because he lacks structure. That was where he made this statement, in case you will look for the video. He went back to also say that Peter Obi was the only governor who came without an entourage. That he came with one little bag and he picked interest in him. I was like, who is this man? Are you sure you are the governor? How come you didn't come with that large crowd of people? So these are the kind of behavior we should be seeing in governance. People who will not pack state resources and travel around with large entourage that will be doing nothing for you. How can you carry more than 5 cooks to cook what? What do you eat? I do not understand. Just like this morning I wrote on my Facebook page, what are the antecedents of Better Edu to have been nominated and appointed a minister, not just any minister, of humanitarian affairs, poverty alleviation? Does she own a foundation? Does she own a charity organization? What are her antecedents for us to say, this lady is awesome, she has a good heart, she loves humans, she loves children? Because I haven't seen her engagement for me to be able to look at her and give her an office that should cater for the welfare and well-being of Nigerians. That is a very important office for you to give what I may call a nobody. People who should hold that office are people with track records of humanitarian engagement. Even though many are even saying, we are just saying this, the money she took is small. Truly, for a minister, that money is not more than for 2-3 cars. It will even make her own a house in Abuja. People have said billions are being moved. Agreed. Just like a minister of power during Obasanjo's regime is being quizzed today for receiving 3 million, not dollars, naira. 3 million naira, even in the 80s, is not something that will make me scream. With the way people are scoring away Nigeria's money today. You wanted to say something?
No, you see, Victor, that's the problem that we've always had in this country. Because I also heard when people have been coming up to say that, how much she even steals.
How much she even steals.
See, somebody resigned in the UK because she used her personal email to send official information. We've caught people who have resigned in developed climes, in a sane society. People will resign for $1,000. Is it in Nigeria probably because we've institutionalized corruption that people will begin to say how much she steals? The woman who moved 44 billion in 5 days has come up to say, look, yes, I moved the money and blah, blah, blah. And these are the reasons why I moved it. But why should we continue like this as a nation? Why? The thing is that, yes, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has suspended her. Nigerians are interested in knowing the outcome at the end of the day, outcome of what happens to her, even what happens to the woman who moved 44 billion, even what happens to the woman who was there before. You have 3 women who have held this position at the end of the day, ended in corruption. What are we talking about? Where are we headed as a country? So they say women are the best managers. What have these people shown Nigerians now? What have they managed? Manage their pockets? It's so sad.
It's so sad. And most times the hammer hits the women and the youth again are being brought to the fore. I don't know whether it is an orchestrated development where we want to malign the youth, because most times the comments I keep hearing on social media and the rest is the youth have failed us, the youth have failed us. So I ask, what youth did you pick? What is the person's pedigree? You did not pick me, so, and I know I cannot fall for this. Even if it is a scheme against me, I am well rooted, I understand the system, so I will know how to block it. What is Better Edu's pedigree, even in the civil service. Because if truly the directors want to bring her down, as some people have said, they can do it if she does not have experience. So let us always look out for people who are credible in character. Because if she's credible in character, she will reject what was brought to her. How can you fly to Kogi, even if there is actually, well, that's the matter for another day. It's time to leave the studio. We want to thank all those who called: Isaiah, Ima, Emmy the Bikeman, and Suleiman Adamu. We also thank the producer of the program, Anderson Osebe, for this. For Nigerians, stay away from corruption. Love your country.
And trouble too.
And trouble, yes. Love your country so that one day will be a better place and better country that is well spoken of.
The eyes have it.
Our journey has been steady from the Advent with crystal clear vision. We started off vision.